teaching session of Academic World School Bemitra. Today we will continue the chapter Transformation of Sentences. In my previous lecture we understood what is transformation of sentences, what is the conversion of into assertive to exclamatory and exclamatory to assertive, and conversion of imperative to assertive and assertive to imperative. Today we are going to understand transformation of interrogative to assertive and assertive to interrogative, and conversion of imperative to interrogative and vice versa. Let's start with the transformation of interrogative to assertive. But before we start, let's recall the definition of interrogative and assertive. Interrogative sentences are those sentences that ask questions, whereas assertive sentences are those sentences that states or declares something. It may be affirmative or negative. Let's start with the transformation of interrogative, assertive to interrogative. The very first rule states that if a sentence is in affirmative, it will change to negative interrogative, and if a sentence is negative, it will change to affirmative interrogative. Let's write it. If a sentence is in affirmative, changes to negative interrogative, and if a sentence is in negative, it will change to affirmative interrogative. Now we will take examples of them. Now let's see the example. He was very gentle. Now when I transform this sentence to interrogative sentence, it becomes, wasn't he very gentle? Now, the second example that I'm going to take is, he is not a good man. Now, this sentence is transformed to interrogative sentence and it becomes, is he a good man? Now, we'll look into the examples to understand the rule. The rule says affirmative sentence changes to negative interrogative. The very first example that I have taken, that is, the first sentence is giving a affirmative approach, or it is a affirmative sentence or a positive sentence. And when I transform it, it becomes a negative interrogative. How? Because of this. Now, similarly, in the next sentence when we see, the sentence that I have taken gives a negative approach, or it's a negative sentence. Whereas when I change this sentence or transform this sentence to a negative sentence, it becomes affirmative. If I read it, it's, is he a good man? It becomes affirmative interrogative. Now, we're going to talk about the next rule. Now, the next rule states that if in a sentence there is no auxiliary verbs, it can be changed by using do, don't, do, does and did, doesn't, didn't and don't. Let's write it. Rule number 2 states no auxiliary changed by using do, did, does, and doesn't, don't, didn't. Now, let's take example of it. First example is, he plays football. Now I know this is an affirmative sentence, so I'll change this sentence into negative interrogative. How I'll change it? Let's see it. Doesn't he play football? Now, the second example that I'm going to take is, they did not play football yesterday. Now, this is a negative sentence and I'm making it into affirmative interrogative. And how I'll make it? Didn't they play, did they play football yesterday? Now, I'll repeat the rule number 2, which states that if in a sentence there is no auxiliary verbs, we can change that sentence by using do, does, did, or doesn't, don't, did. We have taken the example, in the very first example, it states he plays football, and I have changed this affirmative sentence into negative, and as well as there is no auxiliary verb in the sentence. When I read, there is no is, are, am, was, were. So in place of that, I want to use do, did, does, doesn't, don't, didn't. If it is a positive sentence, we are going to use doesn't, don't, didn't, and if it is a negative sentence, we are going to use do, did, does to transform it to interrogative sentence. He plays football. Doesn't he play football? They did not play football yesterday. Did they play football yesterday? Let's see the third example. Third rule. Now, the third rule states, that never is changed to ever and nothing is replaced with anything. Now, rule number 3 says never is changed or replaced with the word ever, whereas nothing is replaced changed with the word anything. Now, let's take example of it. The first example, that is, I never drink tea. Now, when I change this sentence into interrogative sentence, I'll make it, or I can transform it as, do I ever drink tea? Now, the second example is, there was nothing to do. Was there anything to do? Now, I repeat the rule number 3, that is rule number 3. In rule number 3, never is changed with ever and nothing is replaced with anything. Now, I have taken example, I never drink tea. Now, never drink tea gives me a negative approach. And when I transform this sentence to interrogative, it becomes, do I ever drink tea? It becomes an affirmative interrogative. Now, the second example states that there was nothing to do. It gives a negative sentence, whereas was there anything to do becomes an affirmative interrogative. Now we'll understand the fourth rule. Now, the fourth rule states everyone, everybody, all is replaced with doesn't, who, doesn't, didn't and don't. So rule number 4 states that everyone, everybody and all. These words are replaced by who, doesn't, don't and didn't. Now let's take example of that. Everyone wishes to be happy. I transform it into who doesn't wish to be happy. Now I'm going to repeat the rule number 4, which states that everyone, everybody, all is replaced or changed by the words who doesn't, who didn't, who don't. Now we have taken the example, everyone wishes to be happy. It's an affirmative sentence. Now when I change it to interrogative sentence, it becomes a negative interrogative. How? Who doesn't wish to be happy? Now we're going to talk about rule number 5. Rule number 5 states that every plus noun. Now if a sentence has every plus noun, it is replaced by the words, it is replaced by the words, is there any plus noun plus who, doesn't, don't and didn't. Now, I'll take an example of it. Let's take the previous example and just change a small word from that. That is, I am making everyone to every man. Now, man is a noun. Now, every man wishes to be happy. Now, man over here is a noun. So, when I transform this to interrogative, I will follow this rule. So, I will start with, is there any? Now, I will be using the noun. Noun over here is man. So, I will write here man. Who doesn't wish to be happy. Now, I repeat the rule number 5, which states that every plus noun is replaced with, is there any, plus noun, plus who doesn't, who don't, who didn't. So, in the example, I have taken every man wishes to be happy. Now, it is an affirmative sentence. When I change this sentence into interrogative, it becomes negative interrogative by now. And this. Is there any man who doesn't wish to be? Now we're going to talk about rule number 6. Now rule number 6 states that nobody, none, no one is replaced with who. Rule number 6 states nobody, no one none is replaced by the word who. I will take example of it. Nobody can count my concern for you. I'll change the sentence to get it by using who. Who could ever count my concern for you? I repeat rule number 6, students. Nobody, no one, none is replaced by the word who. And in the example I have taken, nobody can count my concern for you, and it is transformed. Now, it is nobody can count my concern for you is a negative sentence, and it becomes a positive interrogative when I use who could ever count my concern for you. Now let's talk about the 7th rule. Now, the 7th rule states that there is no is replaced with the word is there any, or who for person, what for thing. Let's write it. Rule number 7 states that there is no is replaced by is there any, or who for person and what for a thing. Now we will take examples to understand it. Example is there is no use of this law. Now I can transform it with the words is there any. So I transform it as is there any use of this law. Now I can use what also. Why? Because law, I can consider law as a thing. Now it is what is the use of this law. Now we will take an example of person. Now the second example is there is no man happier than Jamil. Now when I transform this sentence, it becomes who is happier than Jamil. Now I'll repeat rule number 7, students. There is no is replaced with the word is there any, who for person and what for thing. Now I've taken example, there is no use of this law. Now I have transformed it into is there any use of this law. Now law can be considered as a thing, and I can use the word what. It becomes what is the use of this law. And the second sentence that I have taken is, there is no man happier than Jameel, which becomes, or which is transformed to, who is happier than Jameel. Now, the first sentence is a negative approach. It becomes a positive interrogative, positive interrogative. Now, the second example, the sentence is having a negative approach, or it's a negative sentence, and it becomes a affirmative interrogative. Now we are gonna understand rule number 8, and it is the last rule of transforming assertive to interrogative. Rule number 8 states that it doesn't matter, or it does not matter. It does not matter is replaced by does it matter. Now we'll take example of it. It does not or doesn't matter if you fail in the exam. Now it becomes, does it matter if you fail in the exam? Now, I repeat rule number 8, which states that it doesn't matter is replaced with the word does it matter, and I've taken the example as it doesn't matter if you fail in the exam. Now this sentence is transformed to affirmative interrogative, that is, does it matter if you fail in the exam. Similarly, students, an interrogative sentence can be transformed to assertive sentence by reversing the process. We'll just take few examples to understand and relate with the rules that we have understood till now. So, transformation of interrogative sentences to assertive sentences. Now, we'll take examples. So, the first example that I'm going to give is, who would like to praise him? Now this sentence can be transformed to, or transformed as, everyone will or would like to praise him. Now students, just remember, whenever we transform any sentence, any kind of sentence to any different type of any other sentence, we should always remember that we cannot change the meaning of the sentence during transformation. Now the second example that I am going to take is, who would dare to challenge him? It will be transformed to, none would dare to challenge him. Example third. Is it not a great pleasure to meet and pleasure to meet an old friend. Now, I'll take the last example as doesn't he live with his parents? It becomes, or it is transformed as he lives with his parents. Now, I repeat the examples of the transformation of interrogative to assertive sentence, which is stated as who would like to praise him? Everyone will like to praise him. Who would dare to challenge him? None would dare to challenge him. Is it not a great pleasure to meet an old friend? It is a great pleasure to meet an old friend. Doesn't he live with his parents? He lives with his parents. Now students, we have understood interrogative sentences to assertive sentences, transformation of interrogative sentences to assertive sentences, and assertive sentences to interrogative sentences. Now we are going to look into the transformation of imperative to interrogative sentences and vice versa. This is a very easy transformation and you don't require rules to understand it. We will just take few examples and it will be very easy for you to understand. So let's start with the transformation of imperative sentences to interrogative sentences. Transformation of imperative sentences to interrogative sentences. And vice versa. Now, we'll take examples. Now, the first example that I'm going to take is stop talking. It is a kind of a command, I can say, command or request, you can say. Not a request, it's a command or an order. Now, I change the sentence to by using will you stop talking. Now, the second example is shut the door. It's again a command or an order. Shut the door. It is changed to will you shut the door. Now, the third example I'll take as give me a glass of water. I can transform it by using will you please give me a glass of water. Now, I'll take a fourth example. The fourth example is get out of here. It is transformed to will you get out of here or not. Now, get out of here. Will you get out of here or not? Now, we'll look into the sentence and we'll try understanding it. From imperative to interrogative, whenever we change a sentence or we transform it, we use the Now, just see the very first sentence, stop talking. Will you stop talking? Now, in the second sentence, it's an order. Shut the door. Will you shut the door? Now, let's see the third example, which is a request. Give me a glass of water. Now, I have used the word please here to symbolize that I am requesting somebody. Will you please give me a glass of water? Now, fourth sentence is get out of here. Will you get out of here or not? In the last sentence, see the word or not. This or not adds a touch of threat to the command. Now, this sentence is a command, and if I go to command somebody, I can use or not to create the threat. Now, similarly, when we transform interrogative sentences to imperative sentence, we just need to remove will you. And in case it is a request, I will remove will you please. And if in case it is a threat of command, then I will remove will you and or not. That's it. And you will be able to transform imperative to interrogative sentences and interrogative sentences to imperative sentences. So students, today we have understood and learned how we can transform interrogative sentences to assertive sentences and assertive sentences to interrogative sentences, as well as we have understood the transformation of imperative sentences to interrogative sentences and interrogative sentences to imperative sentences. Students, you are requested to download the assignment from the ERP and complete your assignments within 3 days.